guys, welcome back. I am out in my driveway. We just got home. Well, about an hour ago. Started a fire, we got home. We went for an overnight trip, got off the farm to get plants and trees for the garden. So we got a ton, and I wanted to just make a quick video and show you a bit of what we got. This is like plant nursery haul. And essentially what we did this year, which is like, this is like a big dream to do, is we budgeted for this, we saved up, and we had a nice chunk of change to go down, and we went to a town over the mountains called Medford, Oregon, and they have a nursery there that my parents have been going to for a couple years. My dad travels over there for work a lot, and they have found this nursery that has, compared to our prices here, really good prices on nursery trees. And sometimes we can get our zone, like a zone 3, but sometimes I don't buy anything over a zone 5. I try not to, because the trees we plant go in our high tunnel, and so they can be a zone or 2 above where we're at. That works out pretty good. So, oh, my little kitten. Ping Pong's out here with me. You're gonna see also a little tractor, but not my antique one from my grandfather, but my uncle brought over his tractor. We're borrowing his tractor this spring in lieu of purchasing our own. I still am looking for possibly a used one. We went and looked at brand new ones. We've been getting out of debt, not adding on $30,000 more of debt for a tractor. I have a hard time with that. I didn't even pay that for any of my vehicles, so I couldn't stomach it for a tractor. So borrowing my uncle's, and we're gonna be using that to get this compost and our homegrown compost on the garden this coming week. Tomorrow is Resurrection Day, so I hope you all are having a good Resurrection Day. You'll probably be watching this after Resurrection Day, so I hope you had a good Resurrection Day. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some of the bushes, and some of these actually I did not get at, it's called Four Seasons Nursery, I believe, and it might be in White City. It's right outside of Medford. These I actually got at a co-op. They didn't have any currants at the nursery, and I wanted currants. I made a list of what I wanted. I did inventory on my trees and what survived the winter, and I had purchased some trees from this same nursery last year, and all 3 of them survived. And so I was like, I'm gonna get some more. There are 42, and so we'll go over all these things. So first things first is I got 2 varieties of currants. I got a cherry red currant. They were nice and big. This is 2 plants, so those are some good, that's some good sizeage. I got 3 of those. 3 of the black currant, the consort, and these are 2 plants. I have 2 others that are there. Lots of varieties of blueberries. Oh, and those were $10.99 but 30% off at the thing. So I think they ended up being $7 and something, some change. Oh, also in this bag, I thought it was in here. I must have left that with my mom. I have a thornless blackberry, and I believe that was $6 and some, because it was on sale as well. These blueberries, nothing at the nursery was on sale, just at the co-op, which is fine. And it was a local co-op to them. I've never heard of it. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was really fancy and really new and really beautiful. We got a bunch of Chandler blueberries in gallon-sized pots. So, nice size blueberries. I'm gonna bring you down here. I got some Duke's berries. I got a Duke. What do we got here? Legacy, Chandler, Legacy. Then I got, here we go. We got 8 total blueberry pennants. These I'm also going to put in the high tunnel. That's a Duke, the Legacy, and probably another Legacy. So here's that. Got a lot of things here. And the blueberries I think were $22 for that gallon size, which I didn't think was horrible. And they're pretty substantial. Now blueberries, we can grow them good here. The thing that could nip us in the butt is when the blossoms come on. They can get nipped by frost. And if you lose your blossoms to frost, you're not going to get any berries. Now I believe Wilco and Bind had some similar sized blueberries, maybe a little smaller, but they were loaded with blueberry blossoms already, and those are going to get nipped. We have so many days of frost left that I didn't want to risk it. So in this one, we have 2 currants. Currants were on my list. I have a currant and I have a gooseberry, and I just wanted some more. So, and I'm going to plant these actually, I don't know. I might plant these out with my raspberries. We'll see. And I have some Concord grapes, which they look a little sad, but they have life down in there. We should double check these. These gooseberries will get you, man. They got lots of thorns. Actually, I don't see any life. They're pretty dormant. So hopefully they got lots of buds. They're good. So these grapes I'm going to pot up. Well, I'll plant them out and pot them up, and we're going to plant our trees tonight because most of them, except for one, are bare root. These were some just some random pickups at the co-op. Lemon balm. I have some planted in my greenhouse, my little greenhouse. I'm not sure if it's going to come back. Hopefully it will, but I wanted to make sure. I got pineapple mint, pineapple sage. This is very frost tender. This is going to go in my house for a bit. Actually, I think I'll probably do all of these in my house for a bit. And an orange mint. Mints and lemon balms can be very invasive if you live in a climate where things get invasive. At this point, if mint ever got invasive, it's a really good problem to have, I think. Digging it up and sharing it with more people. I'm all for that. And I have yet to have like a plant, bachelor buttons. They can get invasive. In my book, invasive plants are great because it means they're tenacious. And when you live in a harsh zone, you need something tenacious. So if these mint plants can do good, they can be grown outside here, and I'll grow some outside. I have a bunch of seed I'm gonna do, but I am doing like a little tea garden in my greenhouse. I just want to overwinter stuff, so that's the goal. So we got 9 trees. Oh, I got more berry bushes to show you. So this is a honeyberry, and I got 4 of these guys. They're pretty hardy. They were also $22. They're pretty little, but I liked that they were bushy, so I got them. 4 honeyberries. So I'm going to be putting all of these plants down in my little greenhouse until I'm ready to plant in my big one. It's a schmess. All the bare root, the gooseberries, and the whatchamacallits, anything that's bare root, grapes, we're just going to stick them, get them in soil down in the little greenhouse, and they'll be okay. The bare root trees I'm actually going to plant in the high tunnel. With buying bare root trees is a lot of times at Costco, I'm going to use them as the terrible example. They will chop the roots off and it'll be like a stub, and you're planting a stub. The Costco people say that they always have so many takebacks of their trees. That's why. Because it's stubs. The bare root on this guy, you see that? Can't really see the root, but it's got some nice growth. That's what you want. That's what you want to see. If you have a stub of a tree, I would recommend taking it back because it's not going to, unless, I don't know, you're going to have a hard time with that tree. At least in my experience, you have a rough time. So this guy is most of these trees are dwarf or semi-dwarf. This is a Granny Smith. I have one. They do really well. I think I have one. I wanted another one. You're okay. Got a Granny Smith. What we got here? This is a Honeycrisp. Again, really nice root stock. The menfolk, my husband and my boys, are coming out in a little bit to help me dig the holes. We're gonna get them in and watered and happy trees. Did I hear them already? Better hurry up. This is a peach tree. It's Canadian Harmony. Some of these, like I said, are zone 5. Some of them are zone 3. This is the one potted tree I got. This is a Galveston. It goes up. It's a pretty big guy. This was also $42. And it was from last year. So it overwintered in the pot. Okay, so now we have all these trees. Whew, there's the leaning tower scratching the crap out of my truck. All right, we're gonna do this real quick. We got the pear, Summer Crisp, Fantasia, Nectarine. I haven't had great success with my nectarines or my peaches, but my mom has, and they live 4 miles away in the same harsh climate, and she has bought peach trees from this place, and they have all done very well. Honey Crisp, did I tell you that one? Honey Crisp. The Dwarf Elephant Heart Plum. This one needs a cross pollinator, which I already have. An apricot, Pudget Gold, and the Alberta Peach, plus my giant Gravesty. There's 10 trees, guys, and all my plants and all my things. Now this was, I'm not going to say it was a splurge. It was one of those things where we had really planned it out and had prepared for this, and this is like a big, I told my husband afterward, I was like, that was like a dream. I was able to walk around the nursery and be like, ooh, I want that. I had a list, I did inventory, I knew what I wanted, and I got everything I wanted. I think I could go for a couple more blueberries, but I think I could pick those up locally. But I was like, I want that, and I was just able to go through all of them and pick out everything I needed and purchase it. I even got a garden hat. Another one. I know, I have a hat problem. If you don't know this about me, you do know. It was a wider brim, and there's the haul. That is what we got from down yonder. Brought it home. We gotta get these all nestled in, get my bare roots either planted or into some soil into the greenhouse, and there you have it, guys. Thanks so much for following along. We're gonna have a lot of content coming at you because that little tractor, we're gonna be putting it to use on these garden beds and getting the compost going, and the soil's starting to get workable. I was out there in my garden a couple days ago, and I had already worked the week prior. I needed a pickaxe. A couple days ago, I could get down 3 or 4 inches. Hey, crazy. Ping pong's out here. So I will leave you with this. Even if some areas of your garden or an entire giant garden is workable, I always go off my little garden, which has still got a lot of snow on it, and say I don't plant until the snow is off of that in this garden, because even if this one is ready to go, the soil temperature is not up, and you can still plant, and that's fine. But what I have found, and always plant for yourself and always try for yourself, because each microclimate within our microclimate is different. But for me, I wait until mid to late April for sure. Late April, last week of April is my sweet spot where I like to get in. I just go like super crazy planting last week of April and just want it in. And definitely I give myself grace because I have a lot of garden space. The high tunnel won't be planted. I didn't take advantage of that because we've had our chickens in there of spring planting, but that's okay. We're gonna have plenty. But for things like potatoes, if you're into May, that's perfectly fine. I think a lot of people don't. But the moral of the story is, if you plant out now because your soil is workable, the soil's still going to be deeper cold. It's going to be cold deeper down. And in my experience, even though I think this one is ready and I plant it out a couple weeks before I plant my smaller garden, this one, the little garden, will outperform. This gets a little stunted, it gets a little cold, it gets like the cold over here, and the cold of the soil stunts it. It eventually catches up to that one, but it took weeks and weeks to catch up to the little garden, even though I had planted it weeks prior. So it's worth the wait to have the extra warmth of the soil. It's here, guys. Get out and start working. Get your compost in, get your gardens going. You can definitely be laying compost in this and refreshing beds and seeing if you could dig up stuff. Some areas, obviously, like my little garden, are still frozen, so I get it, but it's getting here. It's exciting because I've been watching lots of people are already ready to start planting tomatoes, and we still have a bit for that. But co-crops, definitely. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys.